So what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about numerous different ways in which individuals can really maintain and attain more of a healthful and youthful lifestyle to really allow them to really have that youthful you lifestyle program enacted within their life. The concept of youth is a concept in which individuals believe that youth is something that you have and you lose. But youth is really a choice. And we have to take a look at youth as a choice for us to be able to take and utilize this new paradigm of this youthful you lifestyle program. Let's take a look at the biochemistry of aging. The biochemistry of aging is very, very interesting because you age for a number of different reasons. And the major reasons that we're going to be discussing in this book are, first of all, blood sugar and blood sugar imbalance, free radicals, and how free radicals really affect you as an individual, pH balance, this acid-alkaline balance, and really what goes on in the body when you find yourself more of an acidic balance, hydration, and really this water of life, this thing that you're made of 90% of when you're first born, and it becomes less and less as you get further on in life. Toxicity. What is toxicity? Is a detox something that's only meant for crack addicts and alcoholics? Or is it something that all people should be concerned about? The next area would be inflammation. Now, as it was pointed out within recent studies, inflammation is the key underlying factor in so many different chronic degenerative disorders and that of aging as well. In addition to that, also nutrient deficiencies. And how do nutrient deficiencies play a role not only in regards to the overall function of the body, but the way in which you present and express your genes? And lastly, stress. Stress is a really big issue out there, and most people go through it ever since the 9/11 outburst of all the different aspects of it being code red or yellow or green or whatever in God's name it is. People are finding themselves in situations where stress is making a major dent in their longevity and their morbidity as well. So we want to take a look at all of these different factors as it relates to a youthful you and the youthful you lifestyle program. Remember, you're just 30 days away from doubling your energy, significantly improving your sex life, improving memory, mood, focus, and having a clearer skin as well. And everybody wants to look beautiful, as well as feel great and feel abundant. And that's what this is all about, really making a major lifestyle change. When people go on different programs just for a short period of time, like a diet, they're usually thinking about ways in which they can, and things they can do, which are quote-unquote naughty for their lifestyle, that they can do after they're done. It's like a diet. You ever see inside a commercial where they show the guy, or within an animation, they show a guy who's in prison is crossing out the days before he gets out, and when he gets out, he's going to do all sorts of crazy stuff. People feel that way about these short-term programs. After I'm done, I'm going to have pina coladas and eat Twinkies, fried Twinkies, the hell with it. So the situation is that we want people to understand that this is an amazing choice, which there's no other choice for it. This is not alternative medicine. There is no alternative to feeling great, looking great, having great sex, and really enjoying your life. There's no alternative, especially when it's easy to do, and we're going to allow them to do in this. The first area we're going to talk about is blood sugar. And blood sugar, we should really take a look at where blood sugar is an issue in America, or where blood sugar is an issue. It's an issue in America right now. The Standard American Diet, what's the acronym? SAD. The Standard American Diet is a diet that was born of a concept and was really revved up and brought to this pinnacle of stupidity by this concept known as the low-fat diet. Don't you love it? Well, you know, the thing is, there are lots of bad fats out there, saturated fats, trans fats, and as of late, there's been lots of new things that have come out there, like even Kentucky Fried Chicken is getting rid of trans fats. And that's a movement in the right direction. But the situation is there's good fats and bad fats. And if we remove fats from our diet, what do we do to make the foods taste good? We add such things as sugars in there. And sugar is very inexpensive, so the manufacturers love this low-fat diet because they get to be able to put in inexpensive things in there that taste good and really rally up a consumer support for that product and loyalty to that product because it tastes great. It's got tons of sugar in there. So it's a great thing, it's inexpensive, the companies love it, and they get a really great following of loyalty to specific brands. But it's not good for Americans right now. Glycemic index is a major, major issue out there, and blood sugar is a big problem right now. One of the number one growing pathologies right now out there is type 2 diabetes, which used to be called adult onset, but they can't call it that anymore, because basically kids are getting it these days. So we want to be able to take a look at blood sugar there and look at specifically what the problem is. Well, how does blood sugar relate to aging? Do you know that the average diabetic out there, a person who has major blood sugar issues, ages approximately 3 times faster than the average individual with good blood sugar parameters? And why do they age that way? They age that way because there are certain aspects that sugar does, or certain things that sugar does in the system and insulin does in the system. Let's take ourselves down the first path in regards to blood sugar. As we know, blood sugar, when you raise up your blood sugar, let's say you ate yourself a box of Twinkies. You raise up your blood sugar, the insulin flies up as well, okay, in response to the blood sugar. Now, insulin is a very, very interesting thing because insulin is very, very caustic at very high amounts within the bloodstream, forming great damage to endothelial tissues within inside blood vessels, and can be a big issue in regards to almost working like a blowtorch with inside blood vessels. And that was a point that was brought up by Dr. Arthur Spicone, a Harvard-trained cardiologist in Manhattan once. He brought it out during a presentation. So you don't want real high spikes of that because that can cause a real problem and start aging your cardiovascular system. The next thing is you find yourself in a situation where you're increasing insulin, you're also increasing the deposition of body fat, which increases inflammation as well. So we don't want to put down too much body fat down there. And if we leave too much sugar inside the blood and it doesn't get inside the cells to be able to be used as energy, then we end up taking that sugar and binding it with albumin, or actual albumin, or the protein within blood. And when we bind albumin with the protein in blood with sugar or glucose, we end up with advanced glycated end products. That combination is almost like free radicals, which does even more damage to the endothelial tissue and other tissues as well. Remember, we're not just talking about cardiovascular circulation, but cerebrovascular circulation as well. No one likes to be able to lose their memory and turn into pre-Alzheimer's patients, okay? So this is really important for the memory aspect, as well as every aspect when it comes to stress as well. It's sort of stressful to forget where your keys are in and of itself, as well as what your name is and your children's name are. So advanced glycated end products, big issue. So when it comes to actual blood sugar, we want to make sure that we don't have high blood sugar. We want to be able to make sure the foods we eat are low glycemic index, which means that these foods are foods that don't increase insulin very fast, don't increase blood sugar very, very fast, and don't make advanced glycated end products. So blood sugar is a big one. Standard American diet is a major problem. And we're going to have a full list within the book itself of low glycemic index foods. And in addition to that, we're going to have ways for you to be able to chart it and to be able to look and make a day's worth of foods, which is really anti-aging. That's blood sugar. The next thing is free